So I don't get a lot of calls. So when I do, I assume it's something that's really important. Like that's my first instinct. And so one day I was walking and I got a phone call and I immediately thought it was an emergency. So I took my phone out, it shot right out of my hand, landed on the pavement, run over by a bus. Now, my name is James Choi. I'm a Huawei engineer, and that story is not unique to me. Like, I see that guy's face right now, I see him laughing, I can tell that's definitely happened to you too. And that's okay, Because the reason I'm here today is I want to share with you Huawei's vision. And the vision is very simple. All it has to do is to answer the very simple question that why has what we've gotten in our phones gotten so much smarter except for the one thing the phone was actually meant to do? To make calls. So when the cell phone was first made, all it was meant to do was to make and receive calls, so we can communicate with each other, connect people together. So in the beginning, we had cell phones, and they weren't perfect. The first cell phones, there were these big bricks that you were connected to these huge batteries that you carried in a suitcase. Again, not perfect. But as the technology got better and the sound quality got better, the phones got smaller and smaller. Till eventually, calling became perfect. Like we'd take out this small phone that fit perfectly in your hand, you press a button, voila, you have a call. And then something changed. Suddenly, fast forward 10 years, we now have the smartphone. Now these things are amazing pieces of technology that could do things we couldn't even do on our computers 10 or 15 years ago. And you take any smartphone today, go to the App Store, we have millions of apps that allow us to go on social media, play games, even edit photos. And as our phones had more and more functions, the demand for larger screens got bigger and bigger. So the phones also suddenly became bigger and bigger. Now that's still great. These smartphones allow us to do so many amazing things. Except now that the phones have gotten bigger, the way we use them is still the same, which makes making phone calls even more difficult. For example, say you usually have your phone in your pocket, which is getting harder and harder these days now that phones are getting so big and people like wearing skinny jeans. But just say you wear it in your pocket. When you get a phone call, what happens? You usually try to do that where you slide your phone out of your pocket, and by the time you get your phone out, you have to press a button or swipe. By the time you press your phone against your ear, you've already missed that call. Or say you're a woman, for example, who has a really big bag, like this lady in the front. I bet when your phone rings, you can feel the vibration in your bag. You then open your bag and you're looking through it like you're finding a receipt in a giant shopping bag. And by the time you find your phone, you've definitely missed that call. Or at least that's the excuse my girlfriend tells me when she never picks up the phone. And what's even worse is not just calls. How many of you guys know people who have to take out their phones every 5 minutes just to check if they have notifications or missed calls? Like this gentleman right here who's checking his phone right in the middle of my speech, right? Not only is it inefficient, it's kind of rude. We all know those people who they get to meetings or they get to dinners and they have their phone out all the time just so they can keep checking to see if they get that notification. And that doesn't seem that efficient to me. So what are our options? Back to calling, for example. So me, I get a lot of calls when I'm at work, and as an engineer, I'm always typing on a lot of different screens, so I have to make sure my hands are free. And so my options are headphones, which don't seem that efficient. Like by the time you get your headphones out, you untangle them, plug them into your phone. Even if you don't miss the call, the microphone in it is usually not that good anyway. So one of the other solutions is you can use a Bluetooth. Now, I don't know how many of you guys have used Bluetooth earpieces, but I've lost hundreds of these things. Like you put them in your ear, you fiddle about, they're so small you lose them all the time. Or the other option is to just be one of those people who wears the earpiece 24/7, which, let's be honest, doesn't look that great, and in fact, kind of look like a douchebag. Sorry, sir, I didn't mean to look at you when I said douchebag. I swear that wasn't intentional. But so with none of those options working, it's no wonder why people prefer to text than call. And by doing that, we're getting rid of one of the best pieces of technology we have. I'm not talking about our phones, I'm talking about our voice. Our ability to communicate with our voice is one of the greatest pieces of technology known to man. It's what separates us from the animal kingdom. And now we're going to get rid of all of that in exchange for some letters and emojis? Because here at Huawei, we want to make solutions. We want to create beautiful products that enhance people's lives and connect them together. We want to make something that more naturally does what your phone was intended to do. To talk. And not just talk, but to give you all the notifications and functions of your phone as easily as possible. Because we don't want you to be a slave to your phone. Your phone should be a slave to you. So what options do we have? We talked about the Bluetooth earpiece earlier, but those don't always work. That's not the best solution. There are also smartwatches, which, smartwatches are great. They've got tons of functionality, but sometimes they have too much functions. Like there are way too many things on your smartwatch, which at the end of the day just makes it a smaller version of the thing you have in your pocket. And it's not like smartwatches make calling easier. So what can you do with calling? You can either plug your headphones into your smartwatch, which looks kind of silly, or even weirder, be one of those people who I've seen before do that, with the call on their smartwatch, does the ear, mouth thing. Definitely not a stylish look. So at Huawei, we've designed a solution to all those problems. What we wanted to do was to elegantly sorry, this is embarrassing. I know I said it was rude before, but gotta take this. Hello? Mom? No, I'm at a TED Talk right now. No, I'm not talking to Ted. I'm at a TED. Yeah, I'll get the groceries. I'll be back at 9. I promise I'll be back at 9. Love you too. Ta-da! And that was it. That was the technology. I know what you guys were thinking. What was that? Was that a smartwatch? No. But it does have the functionalities that push the notifications that are most important to you on it. Is it a fitness tracker? No. But it does still do a lot of the things that fitness trackers do, like count your steps and even check how much you sleep. What is it? At Huawei, we created what we call a TalkBand, a thing that combines all those pieces of technology with the Bluetooth earpiece all in one, might I say, stylish and elegant package. And it's very easy. Anytime you get a call, all you have to do is click, a Bluetooth earpiece comes out, you use it, and when you're done, you put it back so you never lose it. And it also helps you check all the notifications that are most important to you. What we've created is not revolutionary, but what we've done is to package all the things that will actually enhance your life into one stylish package to fit all the things that are important to you. That was the TalkBand. Thank you very much.